What's going on, guys? This is Gene Jensen. I don't know what I'm gonna do this video on, but I'm wearing them out on spoons. I mean, wearing them out. Gosh, buddy. You remember me in my fall video telling you how fish will school up really hard? Well, it's late fall, early winter. And these fish are moving back out into their winter holes, but they're still in those big schools. And literally it's every cast on a spoon right now. And I really don't think it matters what spoon. This is a, I can't remember, the Watson spoon or whatever you want to call it. Oh, these fish are beautiful. It's literally every cast. And what I did is I just kind of motored around looking at my fish finder until I saw the bait and everything was deep and everything was on this flat. But I got a huge bay right here. And this is not a very big lake. It's got two bays in it. And this is a huge bay. And I'm going to turn around and show it to you. Oh, my buddy's going to get mad at me because this is kind of a fun little public lake, but huge bay. And these fish spent the fall all up in these shallows up in that bay, and they've moved out into the deep mouth of the bay and into the deep parts of the lake. And they're 15, 20 feet deep, probably about 15. And it's literally every cast. So I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. I'm gonna talk about it. I had this, I'm fishing just kind of a medium-sized spoon. It's not one of those big Flutter spoons. It's just a medium-sized Flutter spoon. And I'm throwing it out on 15-pound fluorocarbon, a medium heavy rod, 7'3". It's basically my light wire jig rod, Texas rig rod. I probably should beef it up to about a heavy, a little bit heavier line, because these fish are pretty good sized, or going to be, some of these fish are pretty good sized. 8:1 gear ratio reel, and basically all I'm doing, and and it's pretty easy to cover water this way. See, this is just one big, I'll call it a flat, but it's a slow tapering point. And I'm throwing it out and I'm letting it sink on a slack line all the way to the bottom. And these fish are stacked up right there. And I'm just giving it a quick pop. Quick pop, and I'll let it go right back to a slack line. Quick pop, right back to a slack line. I'm not quite on my spot. My spot's actually over here. I made a bad cast. But I think I just got hit. I did. And on that fall, you can feel them go ka-toonky, just feel your line. And it's important to have a good, I want to loosen my drag a little bit on this. Good sensitive rod on this, because you are trying to feel a bite on slack line. Better fish, and they can't shake themselves off of this thing, so have your net ready and get them as soon as you can. Look at that, about a 3.5, 4 pounder. Oh, I got him on the stinger hook. Look at this fish. That's just awesome. Look at him. I'm going to turn it over this way, show you guys the spoon. So what happened was, these fish, because these spoons weigh so much, it's real easy for them to take and throw the hook. And that's what he did. He threw the hook on that jump. But this one in particular, and you can do this to any one of them, it's got a braided line, and it's got a stinger hook on the split ring. And that stinger hook just kind of dangles. And that stinger hook will 8 times out of 10 or so hook into the fish, and if he throws the bait, you still have him. Nice little 3, maybe a 4-pounder. Man, they're fun. Absolutely a blast. Let me check my line. Throw it out, and then once it hits the water, you kind of you just feather the spool with your thumb and bring it up and give yourself a lot of slack. Let it fall down as it tightens up. Do it again, but it just hit the bottom, so I really didn't need to do that second time. Pop, and I'm literally just popping it about 4 foot off the bottom, and then I'm letting it fall on a slack line, and it flutters back down. This is freaking incredible. That's 4 fish in 5 casts. Hands are freezing. Don't ever underestimate the power of a flutter spoon, even if the fish are lethargic. They are not lethargic today. The water temperature is in the high 50s. It's not in the low 50s yet, which is when they start to get lethargic. But they will hit them. They will hit these things all winter long. I don't like the big flutter spoons. And honestly, I don't like the little ones. I like these medium-sized ones, but I don't like the big ones because I feel like they scare the crap out of the school. You'll catch one big fish on them out of a school, and then it's very difficult to catch another one. All right, so I'm on the bottom. Gosh almighty, as soon as I popped it up off the bottom, he hit it. Dude, this may end up being an epic day. I'm gonna put that camera, set that camera up in the back of the boat after I get this fish in. This may be one of those days where it's just a barn burner. This one's not a huge fish, still a good, pretty quality fish. Look at him. This is a public lake, guys. I'm the only one on the water. But as the school is moving out from the backs of the creeks and out from the pockets, they're basically just gonna do everything in reverse. They're gonna hit every point. They're gonna hang out on those tapering points, anywhere they can ambush prey as they're working their way out, because the bait fish is moving out too. And any kind of reaction bait. Oh, I thought that was a fish. I don't think it was. That is. Any kind of reaction bait is good, but I love a flutter spoon. Starting now, going all through the winter time. Ooh, it's a bigger one than I thought. Whoops. Probably should have netted him. Freaking awesome. Another key thing is to make sure that your spoon has a swivel on it. You will get so much line twist if you don't do that. So if you buy one that doesn't have a swivel, it's probably cheap as crap. But if you buy one that don't have a swivel, get you a swivel and put it on there. A good heavy duty swivel. And again, I don't like those snap swivels because of the way they're designed. They can, the weakest part of that swivel is that clip. If you can get one that's just a barrel swivel and, you know, put it on the front of that split ring that's on there, then you're golden. Did they move? So a lot of times what will happen is after you catch a bunch like that, you'll push the school. You'll push it away or bring it closer to your boat. Man, my ears are freezing. I was not expecting to stay out here and catch fish. But the key is to let that sucker fall on a slack line. Watch your line real close, feel as best you can. That line will pull out, out, out. It'll do this number as it's falling out because that spoon is doing this. So your line will look weird. So it's hard to tell that there's a fish that actually hit it because your line's already jumping. You really got to feel it with your rod. But you got to let it fall on a slack line. Oh, I'm hung. Dadgummit. That might be too deep for my fish, my lure retriever. But see how I'm popping it? I'm actually dropping my hand down to the butt of my rod. And I am ripping that son of a gun up off the bottom as fast as I can and as hard as I can. And I'm letting it flutter back down to the bottom. Oh, there's one. I might have snagged that one. Nope. Whew, another good quality fish. Whew, well, that's a disadvantage to having a stinger hook. Oh, another good one. Man, this is fun. Oh yeah, that's a fish. Oh, I'm telling you guys, this could be so much fun. They get so schooled up tight. You can get the school fired up with a spoon. It's literally every cast. Awesome. Awesome. I hope you learned a little something from this video. I wasn't planning on doing one, but since the bite was so good on this, I figured I'd show you guys what I was doing. But be sure to check out my new website, flukemaster.com. Get all these nice, cool Flukemaster apparel and so on and so forth. But like I always say, be sure to introduce somebody to fishing. Introduce them to my channel. Let me help you teach them how to fish. More importantly, get out on the water, go and catch some fish, and have a great day. We'll see ya.